Hello everyone and welcome to Team Fortress TV's live TF2 coverage of Season 15 ESEA-Invite. I am Bloodsire and joining me tonight is Marxist. Marxist, why don't you go ahead and say hello?
Hello there, stream.
Thank you very much, Marxist. We have a good match, or what we hope is a good match for all of you guys tonight versus IT. That is Klanana's IT team versus Lit, which is Lost in Translation. It should be a good one. We hope it's a good one. It have so far been kind of running through the competition, much like Mix-Up has. So if we have any real competition with the other teams at Invite, Lit's going to be one of those teams. So actually, why don't you go ahead and run through the Lit roster for us, Marxist?
Let me call that up here. I'll talk about my first little scout friend in Sezco. I played with him forever, one of the funnier guys, and also well known for his sleep casting abilities. We've got Alpha, the ultimate Invite utility man. I think he'll be on Medic. You have a Decimate on Scout, well known. Probably gonna see him go Sniper, hopefully. You got Mela, not to be confused with Mabla, who will probably be playing Roamer. Smacka, I think, is playing Pocket now. At one point, Smacka was the man in TF2, so we'll see what he brings tonight. And then, who have I missed? Badonsky. I believe Badonsky is playing Demo. He was on Solus Esports last season and had a pretty decent showing with that team. And so far, his demo play has been pretty good, too, making the switch over from Scout, I believe.
Yeah, Lit, Lost in Translation, that is. Our team of off-classers, all of them can probably play another class. Badonsky was on Scout last season, a very good Scout, and now he finds himself on Demo. A lot of those guys that you mentioned, Alpha and Smack, also experts at other classes. So it'll be interesting to see, I haven't really watched them too much this season, so I'm eager to see how they play on all their different classes, if they can play at the same level on different classes. I'm going to go ahead and now run down the IT roster, not to be confused with the Lit roster. You guys should know this one. We got Banny on Scout. He finds his way on Scout. He's moved over from Demo. He played a Demo for 11 seasons. Now it's time for him to play Scout. Over on the Pocket, we have Lansky. On the Roamer, we have RR. On Demo, filling in for Banny, we have Zalox. New Medic is Indust. And the other Scout would be Shrugger. So those are your 12 players, and like we said, it should be a pretty good one. And I don't know, any sort of points you want to make about these two teams before we, because we still got some time here. So anything you know about these two teams that you want to try to fill the air with?
I have not seen Lost in Translation play yet at all, so it should be pretty interesting, at least for me. Most people, if you're sort of in the know of the Invite drama, regard this as pretty much a surefire bet for 4th place. Although with some recent drama that's come up, they may just get bumped to 3rd. So who knows there? But this will probably be one of the better engagements, and especially on Gullywash. There were several games last season where the old incarnation of IT actually looked like they were going to lose it to teams that were not expected to beat them. So maybe we'll see a little bit of a repeat of those dramatic things.
That's a good point. It right now, I kind of talked about it when I ran through the roster. They're basically a new team. They have 3 new members. That's RR, Indust, and Zalox, and then their star player Banny has been moved from Demo to Scout. So it's essentially a new team. And we talking about Lit. Yeah, like you said, the drama that's been going on in Invite with Watch This, their team basically hanging in the balance. There's no official word yet whether or not they're dead or not. Watch This, definitely the 3rd team hanging with Mix-Up and IT. If they go the way of the dodo, as I like to say, if they're no longer a team, then that definitely moves Lost in Translation up to that 3rd spot. And we had a showing of what I thought would be a LAN match the other night. I casted with Seanbud on this map. It was IT versus We Love Anime. It completely ran through We Love Anime. It was a 5-0 roll. So if we want to see how the rest of the teams are going to stack up against the big 2, we have IT right here. They're going against Lost in Translation. Lost in Translation needs to at least, in my opinion, they need to at least get 3 rounds. They need to show that they can hang in there. If they get 5-0, then woe to Invite, because the disparity between the top teams and everyone else is going to be clearly too much. So yeah, I'm looking to see if we can get 3 rounds here for Lit. And actually, you know what? Since we have 12 in the server, why don't we go ahead and get your prediction, Marxist?
I'm gonna go probably with the, let's go 5-3. I think that's the safe bet in favor of IT over Lit. But I don't know. They could manage to get a 4th or maybe even take it. It'll come down to how well they're doing with their cohesion against IT. That's a typically very organized team.
I like your optimism, and I wish I could share it. Unfortunately, I think, like I said, I think the disparity between the top teams and everyone else is just a little bit too much. I'm gonna go ahead and say 5-2 in favor of it. The Bannies team, it. We're gonna have to say Lost in Translation and it, because Lit and it is just gonna get too muddled there. But yeah, I'm gonna say 5-2 it, as we do have 12 in the server, so I'm wondering what the holdup is. Maybe somebody's having a little bit of problems.
I'll make another little prediction. If Smacka gets some big plays, then my prediction will be true.
Yeah, Smacka, we should note, he's a lefty, so his rockets come out of the left side of the screen because he changed over the view model, so that probably in some way that I don't know is going to help a lot.
If they're holding 2, it will help him with spamming choke.
There you go, yeah, absolutely.
There you go, the advantages.
3, 2, 1.
Still have 12 in the server. Nobody readying up as of yet, so I hope we don't have client issues. You were telling me in the pregame, the last time you did a cast, you had a... Actually, are we going live here? We'll get back to that.
No, it's just a round end.
It's just the round end. I got fooled. But
Yeah,
anyway,
we
so
would
you
have
were
got the live text.
Yeah. You were telling me in the pregame before we went live here that the last time you did a cast, you had an hour of pauses or something like that?
It was an exceptional amount of pauses. It was, the Open Finals had a lot of problems with the server and some of the players having internet trouble, and it was just like the perfect storm of things to go wrong. Oh, we're gonna go live here, Bloodsire.
Yeah, actually, we have the real live this happening now. I'm not going to be fooled by this time because it is live, so I guess I'll take the first mill here as we're getting the live on 3. I'm going to go ahead actually and take a look at... I'm going to find a demo. Who am I going to find? I'll take a look at Zalox. Zalox the first demo I went to, so let's take a look at Zalox right now. He is going the highway. He went upper right now. He's at 69 HP, trying to get that health back. Looks like all of Lost in Translation went lower right now, so here comes the spam. Lots of damage being put onto Zalox, who has to get healed right away. And now here comes the aggression from both teams. No frags as of yet. Blue looks like they have better positioning on the point, but the first frag is going to go to Mela, followed up by 2 scout kills, Shrugger and Banny. Banny gets a double kill onto Decimate and Mela. So this is going the way of it right now, as there are 3 down, 4 down count at Banny with a 3rd kill onto Sezco. And a nice win for it there on the middle point.
Yeah, it did a really good job of denying Lit from getting up onto the point at all, even on that particular middle. And we'll probably just see a set hold here for last. Uber v Uber and the dreaded Ghoulie Wash, alas.
Yeah, Alpha did a... I'm sorry to
Go
step
ahead.
on your toes there. I was going to say, Alpha did a really good job of getting out of middle and keeping that Uber for his team. And like you said, they will be a stalemate as we're going to have the Uber versus Uber clash.
We're probably going to see... Oh, they already Ubered in straight away, so I didn't expect that one. Still no pop from Lit, so a disaster for it, and Indus goes down as well in the push. So we're probably going to see the very, very testy push out here from Lit with their Uber. If they do end up having to pop this, they need to get a bunch of kills, or it's going to go, I'll use your phrase, the way of the dodo for Lit.
Yeah, and there's the first kill. There's their entry frag. There's a second, so this is actually working out really well. Lit, we should note, have not popped their Uber yet, so a great push out from their last point. Ghoulie Wash last, notoriously hard to cap. We can see right there, Lit did a good job of digging in, and they still haven't popped their Uber, guys. They are on the second point. If you are Team It, you have to find a way right now to make Lost in Translation pop their Uber before they just take it into your second and take it away from you. Finally, we do have that red Uber is popped. And the middle finally does go, and now the red frags are coming in. This is not looking good for it here, actually, but 2 frags coming in. Frags being exchanged all around Marxist. but now it looks like Lost in Translation is getting the better of it.
Yeah, they still have retained Alpha as well. Alpha's hiding in choke, so this could be the last point actually right here. If Alpha, yeah, Alpha's gonna be safe, it looks like. So we're gonna get a quick push in here. I'd like to see him just go ahead and try and do. Nah, there's 4 spawns. Never mind. I wouldn't like that at all. I wouldn't like that at all. So they've got 25% advantage. That's a pretty solid advantage to push in with, and probably present a pretty strong front coming into here. And we have IT setting up a really heavy defense here with heavy engineer. So that's going to be a toughie to push into, even if the other team doesn't have the ability to make each other invincible.
Yeah, IT's defense right now is a stall defense. They're just trying to get as many obstacles for the red Uber to have to fight before their Uber can be used on the combo. We can take a look at Indus. He is going to have that Uber up. He is at 99, 100% finally, so both Ubers are popped on the point. The Heavy's still alive for the blue team. That's Shrugger. He takes down 2. Smacka and Mela go down, and actually 4 die for the red team. Alpha managed to stay alive, though, so Alpha doing a really good job of backing out and keeping himself alive and giving himself his team some sort of an advantage here. But Blue are going to be able to push off those picks and recap their second point. And already we have a good match going on. It's been a back and forth, and so far both teams have pushed off of their last.
Yeah, that tends to be the way of things in Gully Wash, in all honesty. But that's the way things are going right now. Indus does have a pretty significant advantage, and Lit has no demo because Vodonsky just died a little bit ago. So we're probably going to see a pretty clean push from it here, but we do have a little roamer hiding in the ramp room from Mela, but he doesn't manage to really accomplish anything. And we're going to see IT take mid without having the pop, or really being contested that strongly. And Lit now has to try and get Alpha out of here before the sadness comes to take him away.
Yeah, the shoe is on the other foot. What just happened to IT is now happening to Lit, as the blue team are pushing onto their second with full Uber. Didn't need to spend that Uber to cap middle or second point, so they're going to have that Uber up to attack last. Fortunately for Alpha and Lost in Translation, they did keep Alpha alive, so he's got the Uber, and they can try to weather the storm a little bit. Blue team right now messing in the bats, and finally they make it through onto lobby. So both teams are going to set here. They're going to get their defenses up. We're going to take a look right now at Lost in Translation's defense, and we have Mela actually on the sniper cam, so I'm going to take a look at him. He is looking top right, maybe trying to catch somebody. There's a demo he saw. Not going to get it, though, as the blue Uber is finally popped on the left side, Marcy.
Yeah, and then we have a Pyro Uber coming out of here. It denied its Uber really effectively, and now the rest of Red's Uber from Smacka is trying to get some picks. He manages to trade more or less with Lansky. RR goes down to Mela, I believe, up in the Riverside area, and he gets Shrugger as well before being taken out by Zalox as he tries to equalize their way. So that'll probably be the end of our action here, as IT has to duck out and come up with a new plan as to how they're going to go about cracking this last nut here on Gully Wash.
Yeah, Gully Wash last is like a safe that needs to be cracked, and like you said, their first attempt did not go, and they're gonna, need to go back to the drawing board and see what they can do. I don't see any pick classes, so it looks like they're just gonna try to brute force their way in again. And a lot of times at the high level of TF2, what you have with the Uber is not so much a one single push, but a multi-layered push where the Uber comes in just to pop the enemy's team's Uber, and then both teams back out, and you try to just get stagnated frags from there. I am taking a look right now at the red demo man who's got stickies up on that top right. And if you look right underneath them, there are blue stickies. So a little dueling of the stickies going on. Probably going to catch somebody coming in as Ubers are up 100%. We do have a sniper and a heavy for the red team. So those are 2 obstacles that blue are going to have to fight as they get ready to come in here.
Yeah, and the pyro on shutter doors dissuading Lansky from doing the things that he would like to do. Just go take his 300 health and go fight people.
Right,
but,
and like you said, it's that safe that needs to be cracked. They're looking through those doors and they're going, we have a heavy, a pyro, and a sniper, and some sticky traps, and how are we going to do this with any, margin of success here? So we're just going to have to wait.
I imagine they're going to break down here and eventually just run a suicide. I don't see any. It's going to be really hard to crack this last the way they've got it set up without doing something to take advantage of the fact of how immobile it is right now. But they're going to go ahead and take the Uber in, it gets locked out pretty hard by the Pyro again. Lansky's on fire, gets killed by Decimate there.
Yeah, and now
and there's a banner being popped. RR pops a banner. It's a buff banner. So they're going to come in with mini crits. Indust goes down. The banner is not enough. Not enough.
I love to see the banner play right now. R's at 1 HP does go down to Mela. I like the advanced strat, the banner coming in with those mini crits from RR. A nice idea. Didn't work out in the end as 3 go down for the blue team. 4 actually go down, 2 spawn up. But that's 6 strong right now for Lit, who are getting right onto their cap point, and they are going to have about a 50% advantage on top of Indust and Team It. So right now, if you are It, you have to try to find a way to get onto the middle point, get ready to back out. But be in enough of a good position to pop the Uber, make them spend that Uber on the middle point so they can't take it into your second. Here we go right now, Lost in Translation making their way onto the middle point. RR trying to do exactly what I said. He puts a rocket into Alpha, and Alpha gets sticky down by Zaylox, so a nice job from the blue players. And actually, look at this blue defense taking down 4 of the Lost in Translation members, and now the remaining Lit guys, that's Badonsky, Mela, and Smackers, need to get out of there.
This is going to be a pivotal point for this match here. If Lit can, by some miracle, hold off this push now, being 2 down and no Uber, then I think that would make it question their whole approach to this map. But I think this might be the curtains for Lit's valiant effort here.
We do see right now that they do have that Pyromedic trying to do everything they possibly can, and we do have spawners, but look at all this time on the point, and the first round, ladies and gentlemen, goes to It, Banny's team. Count it, 1 on the board. Why don't you go ahead and take away the second middle?
I will. So I'm just gonna kind of hover over mid here and wait to see what gets it going. It looks like we've got our blue friends coming up to their left side in IT, and we're going to see a very similar strat come out of Lit, and they're going to get denied again. So they're kind of stuck down there on the floor in what I like to call the lava, and they just get decimated, along with Decimate getting killed. And that's going to be that's almost an ace. Smacka does manage to kill Lansky, and RR and Zaylox too, so that delays the plan, because an ace as strong as that was about to be was going to be a surefire win for IT. So Smacka's pretty massive play there, and getting 3 kills is going to at least delay this long enough to let Lit set up and have a hope at defending last.
Yeah, Smacka did a nice job with those exit kills, making sure that it got pushed back just a tiny bit, but a nice play from Lansky on middle with a triple kill. Like he said, Lost in Translation, overlowing lower. Basically just a shooting gallery for It, as the Uber is up for Indust and the blue company. So here we go, the Uber is popped out of main. There is that Pyro and that Heavy to contend with. So right now the Pyro doing a really good job of stuffing the blue combo back into main, and it is a bad Uber from It as they lose RR and Zaylox. Smacker and Decimate go down for the red team. Badonsky's going to take down Lansky too. So now it's only Banny and Indust left alive for the blue team, and Banny is going to stay in and be a man, try to get time for his medic to back out. Alpha, we should note, has got his Uber finally ticked up. So now, Alpha and Lit need to cap this point and make sure that the It players don't force them to spend their Uber trying to cap it. And it doesn't look like at this point that they're gonna.
Nope, we got a little bit of pressure coming in for Banny at Big Door, but although IT has now broken out the sniper in RR. So they're going for another alpha pick here, and that's going to make them pop here on mid. And it looks like we're going to get most of the IT players out of here, yeah. So that's going to be a reset, and we're going to see probably some leapfrog action coming here on middle soon. But Zaylox goes down, Alpha goes down the sniper, and so does Decimate. So no leapfrog action to be had here today, because this is pretty much going to go straight to IT, and they're going to get second back. Unless some sort of disaster occurs. Yeah, says go down as well. Smack a 2 to the sniper. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, that's cool. I cut you off. But yeah, RR playing very well on that sniper. RR, a good sniper. Has those Counter-Strike sniping skills. That's exactly how you need to play a disadvantage, ladies and gentlemen. When you have the Uber disadvantage, you need to make sure that you keep enough players in to make the enemy team spend their Uber on the point, and then come back in when their Uber is gone and use your bodies to kill them. We do see a blue Uber now as we have the cap happening behind the Uber. The blue Uber forced their way in, tried to get a few kills. They got one, but he spawned up. In the meantime, Shrugger and Zaylox do go down. And now we have about a 30%, a little less, not about a 30% advantage in favor of Alpha, who are 6 strong, so they're coming out of their lower right now, trying to get some good spam onto it, who need to back up because they only have 4 bodies, and the cap is going to be retaken from Lit, and I'm liking what I'm seeing earlier on in this match. We have a back and forth going on, and I think any questions we had about there at least being 3 invite teams have been answered here. Lost in Translation, at least on this map, are showing it that they have what it takes to hang with them, and that's so enjoyable for me.
Yeah, if not for the mids, Lit would be in a much stronger position in this game, but they're having a lot of trouble at mid. But now they're pushing in, Uber v Uber, no picks really going down. Lit is, for all intents and purposes, Lit, and they are getting a pretty decent Uber out of it regardless. Alpha's going to back out. Sesko goes down, unfortunately, so that's going to be probably the end of pushing for them here. There won't be a re-push out of that. And it looks like they're going to yoink their combo out up top, and IT is muscling through the big door. They're going to get Badonsky here, most likely. Although he does get Vanny, does Badonsky. And Mela tries to go for the med, not going to happen. Sesko's getting locked out. He's back to last, so that'll be a point for IT here. And Endust does have Uber advantage, but they're going to have to move really quick if they're going to actually use it, although Alpha didn't charge for a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be about a 20% advantage, and I always say when you have 20% advantage, you have to go when you get it, otherwise the advantage is gone, and they are not going. They weren't in position to do that, so Alpha is going to have his Uber charge. We're going to have another standoff. Again, we see Lost in Translation electing to go with that heavy pyro, so it's worked out for them. They've repelled the blue push multiple times now, so let's see them do it again here as we have a sniper now for Team IT. That is Shrugger, so I'm going to click on over to him. He is actually in river. Let's see if he can get anything going here. He's taking the charge for a walk. He is looking, sees a Demo Man. Can he get him? He misses the charge. That's unfortunate. He gave away his position, and he gets taken down by Mela. So Sniper v Sniper action. Mela gets the better of it, and that's going to make IT have to wait just that much longer to try to push this. And look, another headshot kill on from Mela onto RR.
Yeah, that's the problem of the defensive sniper, is that your goal is to deny their sniper. And Endust is popped, so is Alpha. Big play coming down in the lobby. Pretty decent Uber for Lit, actually. And they're going to bail out with the last bit of it as Badonsky goes down to Banny in the lobby, it seems like. So they're going to just reset here. It's really difficult to push without your demo.
Yeah, I like the play from Lit, taking the Uber away from the offensive team. Now they just need to make sure they don't get sloppy, and they make sure the IT players don't catch them off guard without the Ubers. IT likes the push. When neither team has Uber, they like to try to get something working when the team doesn't suspect them to push. But a good job, like I said, from Lost in Translation, taking the best weapon that IT had to push, their Uber, away from them. Now they can reset here on the last trade to get some picks in the meantime. Maybe something going to help them push out onto their second point. Everything is up, even numbered right now, 6 strong for both teams. And once again, we have that heavy pyro for the defending team. And we have an engineer now for the attacking team. So I'm looking at RR. Where is he? He's on the middle point.
He's on mid.
Yeah, he's on the middle point. He's building stuff. And, okay, we're going to switch off of him for now. So take it away.
We'll probably see out of RR the very old, you're old school enough, Bloodsire, to the old school pro lane type pushes, where you build yourself a teleporter at your forward spawn and just suicide in a guy over and over and over again until you finally get their Uber out of them. And maybe build a gun too, if you have time, as the engineer. And then just hope that you can bait them into pushing out with their now ruined Uber after your repeated suicides. And then they all die in the gun and you cap last. So it's a little wily, it's a pretty slow, methodical strategy, but that's sort of the extreme measures that they're trying to go with here. It looks like RR decided not to go with that. He's gone heavy, so they're gonna do this. Is you see this, used to see it on Snakewater, where teams would try and force Uber by suiciding a bunch of players in, and then they'd back way away and then have a little surprise heavy or a surprise pocket with Uber, and that's what IT is going for here.
Yeah, it's the reverse pick, as Tyrone used to like to call it. You kill a lot of your players on the last forcing the enemy team to think they have an advantage and push out, but in the meantime, you're waiting for it, you're ready for it, and you force them to give up their Uber trying to take away the second point, and then you just come right back in on the with your Uber and cap the last. But Lit, lost in translation, a little too smart for that, realized they didn't have the advantage after all to push out, so they just backed it up to their last point. Now we have reset with full Ubers and our defenses and our snipers. I'm glad we don't have that engineer anymore, because I don't think a competitive map has ever lasted past that engineer strat working. As soon as it works, the map usually goes the way of the dodo, which is the theme of the night. I think warm front and pro lane, those maps didn't make it past the engineer strat. So it's good that we don't see it here, as the blue Uber actually is coming in from it right now. Red Uber has been reciprocated, no frags as of yet, and that heavy is 281 HP strong. Look at those kills, yeah.
Decimate trapped Indust with the air blast. So sorry to cut you through there, but that was huge. He got stuck by the air blasting pyro. It is denied their medic. Only Badonsky dies. They're coming out. They're gonna cap second easily. They've got 40% advantage to push mid with. Got plays from Sesko taking out Banny and Lansky. I don't even know where that happened. And now this is gonna be mid, almost guaranteed for Lit.
I love the pro plays. It warms my heart. And like I said before with the middle points, if you are the defending team down the Uber percentage, you need to make sure that the team coming in who have the Uber percentage need to spend their Uber to cap the point. Right now, actually, Lost in Translation doesn't even have it. They're just forcing out it from even contesting this point. And since both teams know that Lost in Translation doesn't have Uber, we're not going to see a bomb. So this middle point is going to go to Lost in Translation, who have just gotten the Uber and popped it right away, actually. So I guess Alpha or Smacker or something saw something and called the Uber. Maybe Alpha's life was in danger. I don't see his health too bad, though, but not too good of an Uber here, as no kills went, and they're just getting fourth, but Indus is taking away on his Uber 100% finally for him. He is in upper, hasn't popped as of yet. He is at 71 HP, though, so he's going to have to pop soon. He does pop. Now here comes the blue Uber. They're going to have to get most of this Uber just to spend, they're going to have to spend most of this Uber just to cap the point, it looks like, as actually, they're not even doing that.
Yeah, Decimate ended up trading with Shrugger over there on the big door, so that kind of slowed him down for a little bit. I think they got scared that maybe Lit had rotated to big door, and so they backed up to collect themselves so they didn't get flanked and end up losing last, but it turns out okay. We still have a Lit with Uber advantage. It looks like they're going to take it down through this big door area. Indust and the It Boys are in a pretty good spot up here up top, and Alpha pops right away. I don't know if I really agree with that. The IT people are so far away, they're not going to be able to... Oh, the Mela comes in for the big flank, takes out Indust. And Lance, no, and Smacka gets him there too. Smacka takes out Banny as well, chasing into last, but Zaylok shuts him down, but the torture may already be over. And that's going to be a last cap for Lit. We're going to be tied up, Bloodsire.
Yeah, and I think that's the first round that it has dropped this whole season. We're early on in the season here, but that would be the first round that they've dropped. We are all tied up, like you said. A great play from Lost in Translation. I was all on board with you. I didn't think it was a good pop at all. We had some nice frags happen, and that's what it happened. That's how it goes in Invite. If you get the frags, you usually get the round. Here we go, mid number 3 here, as blue team are overloading on the top left. Red team also going their top left, so a little bit of a standoff from both teams. No frag as of yet. Here they go. Shrugger takes down Sesko. Ara takes down 2. Shrugger with the double himself, and Zaylok sitting kill. Only Decimate left alive with 21 HP on the ground. 1 HP. Banny's gonna clean him up, so a full wipe, a revenge round, it looks like, from Team It. Not liking losing that round there, and they are steamrolling onto the second point with their Uber. That's gonna be up any second. Expect them to take this into the last momentarily.
Yeah, Lit's round there may have awoken the dragon, because that was one of the stronger mids. Even though Lit's mids have been pretty bad so far, in all honesty, relative to what it has been doing to them, that was really strong. Now they're gonna come in here with the scout Uber, but they're gonna lose Shrugger to a heavy, and Lansky's gonna take out Decimate. Oh, massive shot from RR, flying through the air. This is pretty much a done deal for IT, 2-1.
I really like the Game of Thrones reference. They've awoken the dragon. They've done exactly that. That was a huge, quick round from It. Very strong. I guess we're gonna have to see if Lit can come up with anything else to change it up here. Make sure it doesn't happen to them again.
Yeah, they need to work on what IT is doing to them at these middles, because every time they try to send an aggressive player early, he gets shut down really hard. Mela just got shut down. Badonsky, Alpha, Smacka, all dead. And that's going to be another mid. Although Indus does go down to Mela, so that's going to at least save the fight there. And yeah, it's definitely gonna go to IT here. We got a little bit of a fight yet still from Shrugger and Decimate, but that's all. Badonsky already a respawner, I believe. So it's gonna be a mid cap. Some people will move forward, see what they can do at second, probably. And that'll be that for mid.
Decimate with a valiant effort on mid there, and a nice job from the Lost in Translation members taking down Indus and stalling this IT onslaught right now, as both medics are up, and the Uber difference is about at 17% in favor of IT right now. The red team have retaken their second point and pushed all of the blue members out of their second. So it looks like they're going to be able to sit here, defend while they get this Uber charge up. Like I said, there is about a 30% charge advantage in favor of. Actually, this is a crit streak. I wasn't even paying attention. We have a crit streak from Team 8 right now, so I'm going to take a look at Zalox, who I expect to get this crit streak. He's moving through choke right now. Is he calling for it? Yeah, there was the crit. He misses the first crit. He put it. Actually, here comes the red pop. The stickies were on the combo, but not quick enough, as Alpha with the trigger finger does pop the Uber, saving his teammates. And Zalox goes down as a result, and the red, Lost in Translation, are coming back in onto the middle point. It does not want to give it up. Blue team trying to get some frags. They're dealing with Mela on the flank there, but Donsky with the double pipe kill onto Indus and Banny. Decimate's going to clean up RR, and a great push out from team Lost in Translation. Only Shrugger and Zalox left alive. Shrugger goes down. It's just Zalox all by his lonesome, as Lost in Translation with a 53% Uber advantage are pushing into the lobby.
Yeah, and we'll see a pretty rushed defense here from it, and some action going down in the Riverside area as Mela ends up getting traded for Banny, and Lit's just going to try and establish themselves. They do have a pretty good solid Uber advantage. I'd like to see them use it here before that gun gets any bigger. It's already level 2, so just try and get that out of the way. They're bringing in the demo Uber. Got to get rid of that gun right now. Try and focus down the heavy now with the scout and some other things. Put Sesko on the point. He goes down. Decimate goes down to Lansky, and that's going to be the end of the push here for now, it looks like. Smacka was under and goes down Banny to Mela. So, and Endus goes down. Wow, I can't believe I missed that. So that's decent. That's a good situation for Lit going forward here. They'll get another try at an Uber advantage push.
Yeah, it was a bad Uber push at first. When you have the Uber advantage, you want to go in and get kills. They didn't really do that. They managed to get Indust as they were leaving, and that's good because that's going to reset their advantage, basically. Give them a little bit, maybe like 15-20% more on that advantage, which is going to make it even more of a successful push if they decide to push in any moment here. So I like that exit frag they got on Indust. Like you said, they're going to have another chance here to try to push in, and I want to see them go immediately once they get it. I don't want to see it have any sort of a defense mounted. Here we go. It looks like we have the red teams. The red Uber is popped very, very early. We can see the blue combo trying to duck their way into spawn. Already, Badonsky goes down. There's a level 2 in the corner. Nobody has spotted yet. And another bad Uber coming in from the red team. In the meantime, Indust is at 85%, 86%, ticking up 89%. He is going to get it, I believe. And 3 down, 4 down, as we have a crit flare gun from Shrugger onto Mela. This is its cue to push out onto the second point.
Yeah, what happened there was they took the Uber in with just Badonsky, and he was looking for the gun. He found it, and then the pyro blew his medic away, and an un-Ubered demo just hanging out and last by himself didn't really amount to much for a push.
I'm going to bring it back to what I've been saying the entire time, and since there's such a huge advantage for it right now, Lit, Lost in Translation, need to make sure they spend this Uber on middle to cap it. And if they can do that, they'll be alright. We can see Mela hiding, trying to get rockets onto, and there we go. There is the forced Uber onto Indus. Indus was at 58 HP, had to pop it. That is a great job from Alpha and Lost in Translation from Mela. So that's going to allow them to set back in their second, heal up, and possibly leapfrog this Uber. If you're going to allow the other team to get the middle point, you got to make sure they spend their advantage on it. And that's exactly what happened there. Alpha at 85%, 86% ticking up. We should see a repush happening any second.
Yep, and everybody makes it out but Mela, so that's a solid situation. They're going to try to hold this Uber from Alpha, but there it goes out. Everybody got too hurt there. Smacka's going to try and get some kills here because that would stop the potential for a leapfrog. He's going in, tries to get Indus, doesn't really amount to much. RR does manage to go down, and Badonsky does as well, so I don't think they're going to be able to hold this, and they're just going to pile out now, especially with Indus almost having Uber. It could be questionable for them. Decimate goes down as well. We're going to see Lit just bail out completely. They're going to give second to IT. Indus will have Uber advantage with which to push last.
And again, that was a multi-part play. It's a cat and mouse with Ubers. Exactly what I said Lost in Translation did a good job doing. It turned around and did a good job doing themselves. They forced Alpha to use his Uber coming back into middle. And now they retain their Uber. They leapfrogged onto the second point. You see Indus with a 35% advantage and the win as Alpha is collecting his Uber. But we should see the Uber coming in from it any second here. Looks like it's coming in from River. The blue Uber is popped. Already we have Lansky bombing in, trying to get a kill onto Badonsky. He gets it. The red heavy still stacked at 300. And the red Uber is up now. So a nice job from Lost in Translation. Kiting it, but look at this time on the point from Lansky. Lansky did not get taken down, and Smacker finally gets him. There's nipple hairs left on the cap, so that's going to force Lost in Translation to stay behind and try to coax this last point into staying alive. We have a scout in water, I believe. That was Shrugger. He goes down to Smacker. So 3 down now for the blue team. This could be let's push, let's cue the push out onto the second point.
Yeah, that cap got so close. It got into nipple hair stages because Alpha dropped down with his Uber to block the point, and he got juggled off of it repeatedly by Lansky, and he couldn't actually get down and block the point with his Uber. Really, really great play there from the ground shoot class to bounce the Uber away. We do have an even Uber situation here with it coming in through choke. They're going to go ahead and pop. We'll probably see Lit just respond. Yeah, and now they're going to try and push this gaggle of it out of here and see what they can accomplish. Decimate goes down on the flank, but Mela takes out RR and Shrugger, so that's almost no flank whatsoever for it right now. But their combos pushing in off the choke with such strength. Yeah, that's the end of that. Basically, the whole shop goes down. Cisco and Alpha have to bail back out to last and hope that it does not press their advantage right now and give them a little bit of time to get some of their team back.
Yeah, it did a real good job. Once it lost their flank, Mela had a nice double kill, but once it saw that, they overloaded on the choke side with the medic and just came right in, and they realized they had a player advantage at the choke, and they came right in, got a quad kill, I believe. They at least took down 3. Now we can see with the Uber about to be up for the blue team, not even close for Alpha. He's still 20% away. The blue Uber is popped on the last. It are coming in. They're down 2 players themselves. Cisco takes down Lansky. Somebody on the point.
Yep.
Stalemate? Time run out? What happened?
Time ran out on the
time? Wow. What? That's actually an unfortunate turn of events for it, because I believe things were going better for them. Maybe not. They were down 2.
The push wasn't going very well, but they did have a soldier go straight onto the point, and nobody was really in position to contest him. So I think they probably would have gotten that in that situation. So that's kind of bad news bears for IT, since they're winning mid really convincingly, ultra convincingly, and then failing to convert on the last push. Basically, the story of these 3 rounds we've watched has been IT dominating Lit at mid and then failing to push last with their advantage.
Yeah. We can see Mela left the server. So I don't know if that is related at all to what's going to happen 2 minutes from now, or if that is actually real time. Not sure. You know what? I don't think I've seen or casted a match that's gone to a stalemate, an ESEA match that's gone stalemated like that. Especially before the half. It's just very weird. I guess, once they get Mela back in the server, things will be going up live here.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of that, and it's not last season, but it's not a situation where the timer's running out because teams aren't pushing, where it's this dreadful sort of stalemate back and forth. Both these teams are constantly at each other. They're just not converting the end of the round to get us to halftime by round win. So it's been a really exciting match. Pretty good so far, at least in my opinion. It's just the last pushes for IT are costing them rounds occasionally. And if Lit wants to have a chance at getting more rounds or getting this match in itself, they need to figure out what's what's going on at these middles, because they're just not good.
Yeah, we can see Mela is back in the server and people are readying up. To kind of piggyback off that, I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing out of Lost in Translation. I thought for sure, you know, with Watch This hanging in the balance, that once they were gone, you know, the playing field of Invite was very, very basically top heavy. You had it and Mix Up at the top, and no one else really to give them any sort of a match. But we can see already here that Lost in Translation giving it a run for their money here, and I'm sure it's not happy about that. But Lost in Translation playing very, very well, and like we said, they're off-classing for the most part. None of these players, you know, with regards to like Decimate and a few others, they're really on different classes, so they're just very, very talented TF2 players who are able to get it together on whatever class they play. As we wait for the teams to ready up, maybe figure it out, get their game plan going as we enter, not even the half yet, but as we're going to enter the fourth round. Math.
Yeah, fourth. Well, technically, I think wouldn't it technically be the fifth round, right? No. Yeah, because we had that fourth round that timed out. So
right.
We're going into 5. Even crazier. The unaccounted lost time.
The extra round. So this could potentially go to 10 rounds, is what you're telling me.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Well, yeah, definitely 10. I seem to have an STV here that's not doing anything anymore. Do you seem to have that problem as well?
Yeah, I believe there's a pause. So, I don't know, maybe whatever happened to Melee, although I believe the Melee disconnect was in the past. But yeah, we do have a pause, so I guess we'll find out in 2 minutes why exactly that happened, or the implications of what happened. But I don't know. I mean, I guess I had hoped that your pause woes would not travel over into this batch, but it looks like it's already begun.
Yeah, well, best case scenario, rather, it's Mela that had some kind of internet problem, and it happened right when they readied up. And then, you know, it's just your roamer, and not really a big deal. He can still get there and do all the things he needs to do. It's not like your medic's going to have to do the login thing, and nobody's going to be able to do their rollout and so forth.
Yeah, and hopefully that's the case. Hopefully it is Mela. Because like I said, that would be much better than your medic going down. Certainly we don't want to see such a good match that we've had so far be determined by a medic disconnect. It's definitely not something we want to see.
No. Although, one of the most epic matches I've ever watched was a Badlands match from Season 10 at LAN where CB lagged out right at the start, and everything went great after that. It was a wonderful match. So who knows? We'll see what comes down to it when we actually get there. Worst case scenario, you know, it's or best case rather, it's just the roamer, nothing too serious to worry about. It looks like we've gone live again, so if we're lucky, we'll get a ready up here pretty quick. Maybe even... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, you know, at least the players are still moving in the server, so we know that the pause wasn't at least too long, so we won't have to fill dead air for that long. But, yeah, hopefully we get a ready up coming in. Like I said, I am very impressed with the way Lost in Translation was playing. I guess I'll talk about that a little bit more in depth. I was very excited for the Decimate Badonsky Scout combo coming into this season. Decimate is known as a really, really good DM scout, very good scout, a pug hero, if you will. Badonsky, for me, came out of nowhere and was just this really good scout player who I was like, who is this guy? He's just tearing it up. So when I saw the Badonsky Decimate scout combo, I was like, wow, this is going to be a good team. Unfortunately, because of some problems with Hero, well, not problems, but, you know, Hero had to devote more time to real life, that forced a whole lot of switching of the classes up on Lost in Translation, which forced Badonsky to sort of take the demo role. And, you know, aside from some deaths getting caught out, maybe where he shouldn't, in this match so far, I thought Badonsky's played quite well, and also because of that change, Smacka was forced off the demo onto Pocket, and I thought Smacka's played quite well. Alpha on Medic played very well, has been able to back out. So, you know, in the face of what could potentially kill a team with your Pocket leaving, with one of your star scouts going to demo, like, in the face of that, Lost in Translation has shown some real resolve here, and they've played very well up until this point. As the match goes live, so I'm going to stop talking and let you take it away.
So we're going to go to this first middle here, and we'll see what happens with RR. He's getting a buff according now. We've lost a somebody. It looks like a scout from my HUD. Such Shrugger coming back on, and they're going to go ahead and grab mid is lit. So IT deciding not to go to mid, giving lit their first round win, or mid win rather, of this game. And we're just going to see some Ubers get built and a little bit of chill time here as everybody gets Uber and decides how they're going to approach this new and interesting situation.
Yeah, and because Lost in Translation didn't get wiped on their middle, this is like really the first real second standoff that we've seen this match, really. Most of them have been pretty quick. But now both teams are sitting with the full Uber. Shrugger, I believe, is back in the service. So 6 strong for both teams. We have the bomb coming in from Lost in Translation. That's Mela trying to get something going. Puts a rocket and a force onto Inda. So a great job from Mela, who has been playing excellently in this match. Forces the pop out of the red team. The blue team sitting pretty on middle. Still holding on to their Uber. They are getting ready to come right in. Here they go. The choke is clear. And now IT are backing up. Zalox is going to get a sticky trap onto the opposing demo. So Badonsky goes down. Finally, the blue Uber is popped. Frag's actually going in the way of it right now, as Lost in Translation failed to get any frags. And here we go. Shrugger taking down one RR with a double kill onto Alpha and Decimate, and Bandy taking down Smacker. So what happened for Lost in Translation? I don't know. They're dead.
It felt like their Uber got popped in a pretty bad situation, and then they didn't. They just kind of let IT congregate, and then Badonsky got killed in that sticky trap, and then that was sort of the end of the deal. And now we've got Endust with Uber advantage. Probably a pretty strong push coming in here from IT. Oh, and Lansky just decimates Smacker, trying to jump up there from the ground across his own body, more or less, the air shot. And we'll see an Uber advantage push come in here to last from IT, and we'll see if the bane of last continues to plague them.
Here we go. The red Uber is popped. Lost in Translation have their defense ready with the Pyro and the Heavy. The Pyro once again doing a good job of stuffing that Uber down the middle main entry. They need to stop going main. That's it. They need to stop going down there because the Pyro literally just pushes back everybody who's there. The Air Blast can cover that entire area, that entire entrance. And then Uber, the huge Uber advantage for it, is completely mitigated by Lost in Translation, and now they are poised with about a 55% Uber advantage to get ready to get something going here.
You'll see a real tentative push out here from Smacka. He's going to find the sticky trap on the shutter door. Going to back off of that and try and come up with something else to do. It looks like they're just going to leave. Yeah, too much there. Smacka didn't like that situation. We're going to go back to holding the last. Bring back the Pyro. Have the Heavy come over again. Yeah, so we're setting up. They're going to let IT get their Uber here and see if they can push this last. And they have brought Mela the Sniper with them. Never mind. I'm looking at the wrong color. They have brought RR the Sniper this time. And we'll see where he's hiding.
Yeah, RR took the charge for a walk, got a full charge body shot onto the Heavy, but the Heavy's got 450 HP when buffed, so what's 150 damage? That's nothing. He's sitting at 300, he's fine, he's getting healed up. RR's going to switch position, trying to go for that medic in between the pipe. Almost gets him. I don't want to say nipple hairs, but I said nipple hairs away from the medic. Another shot. What are they doing? Somebody push that sniper out, because the stickies aren't a deterrent at this point. RR with still 125 HP. Going for those shots, taking those stickies himself. Now he's being forced out, and we do see there is an opposing sniper for the blue team. Right now, Alpha must be thanking his lucky stars that he's still alive, because RR missed twice. Had pretty good opportunities. It's a hard shot, but it's definitely a makeable shot. So Alpha's still alive with the 100% Uber charge, and RR is going to go down.
Yeah, Sesko snuck up from water on him and shotgunned him as Heavy. But I don't think he could have gotten out of there. So we'll see. He's going to go for another pick class here, it looks like, and go for the Spy. Spy's actually, as far as, I'm not a super aficionado on the class, but it's pretty hard to get working on this particular point, because there's a lot of a space that you've got to try and get your way through. He's faking Sniper, doing the Mackie play, so now they think RR's back on Sniper. He's going to cloak up here and work his way in through lower main.
See, I like this play. If he can get the Heavy, even if he can't get the medic, if he can get the Heavy, that'll be a good cue for it to push, and a very good pick, because they won't have to deal with that heavy. Right now, he is climbing up the stairs. Actually, the medic doesn't know he's there. This is his time. Oh, the medic turns! The medic turns! Alpha with the lucky turn. Just before RR was about to commit to the backstab, and Sesko's gonna clean him up with the heavy Sasha. So tough luck for RR, and a nice job from Alpha. He had his Spidey sense going, and he just knew there was a spy behind him. And now we're gonna have to see if RR can do it again.
That's the worst moment as medic, when you sort of see something out of the corner of your eye and you turn and you're like, I don't think that guy's supposed to be there, but you don't want to panic and freak everybody out, and then you bump him, and all of a sudden you know it's real. You were right all along.
Yeah, we see now R is back on Sniper, going on the left. I like this play. It's an aggressive play. He's got a shot on Alpha, but he misses it again. It's the third time he's had an open shot onto Alpha. It's a hard play. I've never even thought to jump on that as he takes a headshot onto Mela. This is time for it to go, as they have popped their Uber and they are on the last point. They're going to take that pick. They're going to use it to get in. Bang with the double kill onto Decimate and to Badonsky. Bang with the triple kill onto Sesko. Lancey taking down Smacker. They only needed one pick, apparently, as they come in and completely wipe an ace. Lost in translation there.
Yeah, a pipe, luckily for Zalox, caught Alpha, and that was the end of his having Uber there. But I'll let you take this mid, though. I think I've done the last few.
Absolutely. Taking a look on the clock, 9:45. Both Demoman arrive. We have the red Demoman. That is the it Demoman. He went top. We have Badonsky go lower. Both soldiers for the red team are on the ground right now, trying to get something going. No frags. Finally, Smacker, a soldier, kills Banny. Here comes the red aggression from RR, putting some damage into Lost in Translation. Shrugger's going to clean Decimate up. And now we have, who is that? Shrugger on the ground, trying to push out the opposing Lost in Translation players, and it looks like they're just going to cut their losses here and say, hey, we lost 2, the other team lost 2, we kept their medic alive, let's just back out and try to hold second. R is actually going to get a kill onto Mela too, so a little stunted here, trying to defend this second point. We can see a lot of the IT players overloaded on the choke here. They might just push full through. Looks like they're going to do just that, and they force a pop. See, if you're Lost in Translation, you might want to try to back out there because you didn't have the players to defend, but at least they got a pop out of it. And the frags are going for it as R kills Smacker. Lansky gets Sesko. Sesko taking out Zalox in the process, but this is open, wide open for it to cap this second point.
Yeah, I don't know why they chose to stay up there like that without a demo. It's so hard to keep people out of the door without... Even if the sticky trap isn't there, the mere threat of the sticky trap is enough that a lot of people are going to slow way down. And they didn't have that since Badonsky was dead, and it just... They ended up getting flooded, their Uber got popped, Smacka couldn't kill 3 buffed players, and then they just come back in with the Uber and wreck Lit's chances for holding second. And now we're at the oh-so-familiar last push with the same classes as usual for Lit, minus the Sniper who just got broke out, so I cursed us, and here we are with 3 utility classes.
Yeah, we're back here again. We have the same familiar defense for Lost in Translation. Right now, no chance for the IT team to switch out their RR Roamer to Sniper yet, so they're going to have to try to bash their head against the Gully Watch last wall, see if they can get something going. Maybe to make it a 2-part play where they pop in, make the medic pop, and back out and re-push, get some frags on the way. That's one way to do it. Very hard when you have a Pyro and a Heavy and a Sniper to contend with. Actually, the Sniper for Lost in Translation has switched back off. But yeah, once again, we're at the safe. If you're at the safe, trying to find the combination to get in.
The last time they approached this, I'll be careful to let you take over if they end up pushing, but the last time they approached this, they bombed RR in and got that Pyro to turn around and then Ubered in. And that felt like it could have been a stroke of genius, but it doesn't look like they're going to go back to that just yet.
You actually have the Conjurer coming in from Lansky, actually. You see, take a look at his back. He's got that little wooden backpack on his back. He hasn't used it, so I don't know if he's got it. I'm not even sure what it does, but he's got it on his back, and Ubers are popped. Both Ubers were popped, and no frags were exchanged, so maybe just another chance to build up whatever that is sitting on Lansky's back. It is the Conjurer, and there he goes. He's got the conch out, and he is calling it in. And I'm liking these little bit changes in the metagame coming from Red. Look at this overloading on the point. Everybody was just dazzled by the Conjurer and the glowing particles at the beneath the it feet. Nobody or worried about the point, and it just snuck 2 players on there and capped it real quick. So I believe we're at 4-1 in favor of it.
That would be the case, and we'll go to what is match point for Lit. Need to get these middles working here for them. It's still entirely possible that they could get more rounds out of this. We have a soldier bomb in from Lansky. He gets shut down by a scout a little bit, and we've got IT more or less trapped on the little elbow bendy there. Trading kills back and forth, and Badonsky's going to go down for Lit, and that'll be the end of the show, probably. With Indus going down to Smacka, though, if Alpha can make it out, we've got a solid chance for Lit to be A-okay here. Oh, no. Alpha's got to run for his life. The sadness is coming for him, and he's down to Lansky. So what was looking like a reasonably good situation ended up turning sour for him when Zalok showed up there and gave Lansky the help he needed to knock out Smacka.
Yeah, and you called it. You said if Alpha backs out, this will be good. And, I mean, Lost in Translation should have noticed that if Indus went down, all Alpha had to do was back out. He only had a soldier with him. He had to expect that it was going to overload. Right now I'm taking a look at Mela, who's above the combo, gets one rocket onto Zalox, drops him. Now he's on the medic, 17 HP for Indus, who's trying to stay alive. Mela takes him down and gets a triple kill onto Banny. Right as Banny kills him, he gets an exit frag, taking him down. So a triple kill coming in from Mela, doing all sorts of work. We have RR in on the combo, taking down Alpha. So medics dropping like flies in this match. But only one up for red team. That is Lansky. Spawners on the red team. Lansky right now trolling the drop down. Jumps back up. He is at 2 HP, running around the equalizer. Finally gets cleaned up by Smacka. But we have blue players on the middle point, being pushed out actually from the spawning it guys.
Yeah, a little known thing is that when you've got mid, your spawn to mid, your travel time is so fast, it's really difficult to get in from second and take mid away from that team in those sorts of transition fights. And we've got Badonsky trying to put a little pressure, lots of Lit up top here, trying to at least slow this point down, buy some time for Alpha, newly respawn, to try and get his Uber here, a little bit akin to like what you'd see on Badlands with a forward hold. But they're gonna yoink back to last, and we're probably gonna see the tried and true Lit defense come out of here as Sesko takes down Banny, and Lansky and Shrugger will combine to get rid of them, and an Uber push is gonna come in. The Pyro's doing his thing, but he finally goes down to Lansky, and that's gonna be Badonsky, and I think we're gonna see the end of this. Alpha pulls his Uber.
Yeah,
Nope, we might block it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Alpha's got the Uber up just in the nick of time. They are down bodies. Alpha bleeding here. He needs to find someone to heal. Lots of cap time on the point. Alpha was a scout on the point. That's Sesko trying to do all that he can, but Lansky's going to clean him up, and that is your victory. A 5-1. Not a roll by any means, but definitely a 5-1 in favor of Team IT. A good job from Lost in Translation, trying to do their best, back on their heels most of the match. But in the end, Team IT just too strong there. And 8 are your victors for the match.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those games where like you sit and mumble afterwards and you say, well, guys, you know, it was a lot closer than the score suggests. As long as you discount the mids, what we watched was a pretty good display of what Invite TF2 has to offer. And the last pushes, because normally it's not that hard. It's a special map thing for Gully Wash, really. You don't see last being this difficult in most cases.
Yeah, a few maps. Sometimes Snake Water could be a little difficult. Of course, this season we have a new version of Snake Water. That's G7. But yeah, Gully Wash a little harder to push. We saw Lost in Translation doing their very best. Like I said, back on their heels the majority of the time. Had some good plays. Mela going huge multiple times, especially in that last round with that triple kill. It just a little bit too strong there. Killed them, and now they are undefeated.
Yep, keeping the undefeated dream alive as they... I don't know about you, Bloodsire, but I count them as remaining undefeated. It's the same roster and everything, right?
Basically, I guess, you know, the last 2 seasons, they never dropped a match. If you don't include the overseas sadness, that was I-49. But yeah, so far looking good. Like I said before, their only real competition would either be Lost in Translation, which we just watched them 5-1, or Mix Up. Mix Up very strong, so that's going to be a match to watch. I believe they play each other in week 4. But it looking very strong right now. It looking almost too good. Mix Up are going to be the only ones to give them any sort of difficulty this season, as we just saw evinced in this past match. I'm trying to get Well, I was looking on my friends list to see if we can maybe get a post-game interview coming in. So if you are on the team and you happen to be listening to this, message me if you want to come in and talk to us about the game. I'm going to message back in a little bit. Probably just sign off here with some closing words.
Or worst case, I could get Sezco and have the losers interview.
I got Mela coming in. He's the man I wanted to talk to.
Perfect.
He was offline. So let me just give him the info. Okay, send the info over. Takes a long time for me to search through my Mumble list these days with all those channels, but I got the info over to him. Hopefully he can figure it out and we'll talk to him. I got some questions for him because we saw some excellent plays coming in from him. I was very impressed with how he played. Those flanks, they were big flanks. Here he goes. He has joined the Mumble, ladies and gentlemen. Now he just needs to figure out the access token. Hey, there he is.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. So you guys lost that. But like I was saying, it wasn't by any means. Did not look like a roll. It was 5-1, but it looked way closer than it was. You guys had some very close rounds, especially those first couple of rounds. Some big plays from you, actually. So I don't know. Maybe you want to speak a little bit to that. Is that something? I mean, obviously you're the roamer. You're looking to make those plays on the medic, but is that your play style? Are you the sort of let me go hide here and pick three guys type of guy?
Not really. I really don't do much hiding. I don't know. I'm kind of against that on roaming. Whenever I do hide, which is like once every few games, I feel like I die instantly. So I just kind of jump around, and I guess I just wait for an opportunity that I think people wouldn't be watching the flank, or maybe like one guy I could like kill on my own or something. I don't know.
Does it always work out that well? Because you had, multiple times where you had at least a double kill, and especially in that last round, that triple kill on the, I believe it was the medic scout. Was it a demo or a soldier? I don't know what it was.
Yeah, demo.
Yeah, I mean, that was impressive. So, are you always that good?
I don't know.
Just say yes.
Sure. I'm good like half the time. Just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not practicing a ton, and then I feel like I'm super off and on. I had a pretty decent game though.
No, you did, absolutely. One of the themes we were talking about throughout the match was the level of play and invite. And one of the things I was looking to see out of your team was whether or not they could hang with Lost in Translation a bit, especially with a team like Watch This dropping. I was saying invite looks a little top-heavy, but your team put up a fight, and I think, maybe on a different map where you guys feel more comfortable on middle, you definitely look like, other than Mix-Up, the only other team that's going to give the top teams any sort of run for their money. So can you speak to that a little bit? How do you feel about the team? Obviously, you guys are pretty good, so anything you want to comment about the team in general?
I guess it's kind of weird because I feel like we're sort of just in the middle of Invite, I guess. It's kind of like we seem to have a bit of a leg up over the newer teams because they're all, I guess, new to Invite, whereas a lot of the people on this team, like Smack and stuff, I've been playing for a long time, and a lot of these people have been playing like Invite pugs and things like that forever. So I guess the people on this team are a bit more experienced, but so I think it's always kind of like we have a bit of advantage over the new teams, but then against the teams that have been around for so long and are all just really amazing individual players, then it's like way tougher against them. So we're kind of in the middle, and it's kind of weird sometimes, but that's how I feel about it.
Cool. Any questions for Marxist?
Yeah, sure. Going into this, did you sort of have any expectations or so like a secret game plan if you're not planning on hiding things for LAN, or was it just any other match?
I mean, I guess my expectations were, I guess, to just not lose. Well, I just didn't want to lose in a quick 5-0. Like, I wanted there to actually be a good game and a good fight, which I think especially in the first half was really close. I think that we put up a good fight, which is, I guess, all I wanted, just not to get rolled 5-0. And no, we didn't really have any special strats. I mean, honestly, our mids weren't very good. We haven't really been able to figure them out all week, and I guess that was just kind of our main focus, just like trying to do something to fix our mids. But I mean, it didn't really work out that well, as you could see. I don't think we won any mids, or like one maybe.
Well, the one where Shrugger lagged out, you guys had that one in the bag.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and especially, you know, switching week to week after Granary, Gully Wash is a pretty big gear shift, so I could understand why teams would have trouble, you know, shifting over after having prepped Granary for like a month.
Yeah, I'm real bad at Gully Wash mids. I just bait my team and I'm bad. So
well, those sorts of things happen. There were a lot of pretty solid plays out of the flank as well tonight. Do you? Well, I should ask. My old buddy Sesko's on your team. I was on a team with him for like 2 seasons, 3 different occasions, I think, like that. How you feel about the synergy on the flank with the Sesko Sleepcaster man?
I like playing with Sesko. I don't know. He's like a positive dude. He's funny. I like playing with him. He has good calls. He has pretty good aim. I've never played with him before up until on this team, and I don't even think I've played against him. So
has he shared his personal philosophy with you about chess and TF2?
No.
So
I'll ask him about that in 5 minutes after this interview.
I'll help him out. So here's a good one, and I know we still have some viewers hanging around for the interview, so here's a good one too. Sometimes the pawn takes the queen. So there you have it, and especially as a roamer.
I'm confused.
Sometimes pawn takes queen. That's the roamer when he kills the medic.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's basically all the questions I've got there. It was a solid performance, so not anything to be ashamed of. You guys gave him a solid run in your last hold. Strat worked pretty much perfectly almost every time that you were allowed to set it up, so have that in your back pocket.
Yeah, Pyro Heavy. It's pretty good on Gully Wash last.
Well, one of the things we saw IT do to try to fight you guys on that last push was they ran a few of the backpacks that we don't often see. They had the Contra in one of those rounds too, and in the round that they actually popped the Contra, they popped it and then they just they bullied a scout and a soldier, I believe, on the point. You guys didn't even rush to the point. Was it just the dazzling effect of the Contra that just confused you?
I think what happened was that they Ubered in, and we exchanged Ubers, and then Lansky got his Conquer to full, and then they just all stormed in and repushed river, and we weren't really expecting a repush, so I don't think we were set up super well, because we had just, our Uber just faded, and we were kind of disorganized, and then it's kind of odd to have a team just immediately all repush in from one side after an Uber, and it just caught us off guard.
Yeah, it caught me off guard too. I had a few people messaging me on Steam saying, "Look at the Conqueror, look at the Conqueror," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even know that thing was a thing."
I mean, honestly, it might have worked even if they didn't use the Conqueror, just because it was like a organized, unorthodox play, I guess. But I mean, I don't think they would have done it had they not had the Conqueror. I guess you never know that.
Yeah. I got one last question for you. We talked a little bit about how because of Hero leaving earlier on before the season started, that shuffled your entire roster. Obviously, you picked up Marxist buddy, the chess master Sesko, that put Badonsky off of Scout onto Demo, Smack onto Pocket. How do you feel that your teammates are settling into that role? Do you think there's a gap between maybe some of them and the other players at their position? Or, I mean, from the looks of the match, it looked like everybody basically knew they were doing, but maybe you could speak a little bit to the point how everybody is handling those switches in classes.
I think Badonsky is really good at demo. I think he's better demo than every other class. I always kind of thought that he was, but he just played Scout. So I think having him on demo is actually better than having him on Scout. And then, who else is off-classing? Oh, Smack is playing Pocket. I mean, honestly, Smack is just really good at TF2. Like, he knows what he's doing. He knows what to do on every class. He actually has really good aim on Pocket. I mean, there's just, like, a couple things that I guess I noticed, maybe maining Pocket or something, that, like, he's doing, but he's really good, and, I mean, it's, like, small things that he can get better at really quick and just fix. And I think he knows what they are, like, without having to say it. He's just a really smart player.
Plus, the rockets come from the left side of his screen, so that's a huge advantage.
Yeah, it's bizarre watching him play on his stream.
Well, before we let you go, you want to give a shout out to anybody or any last words?
Shout out to my team. Shout out to Pharaoh and 6 Cuties. And that's all I can think of. Oh, shout out to Ant. And that's it.
Very nice. Well, we want to thank you, Mela, for coming in to give us this interview. I had mentioned prior in one of my preseason power rankings that it's the season of the roamer, and we definitely saw that tonight. RR going big, but Mela going especially big with those plays. Unfortunately, not enough. Yep, you're welcome. Marxist, anything you want to say here before we sign off?
I think we've covered it, Bloodsire. I think we've covered it pretty well.
You want to give a shout out to anybody?
Shout out to the saddest man in TF2, Basic, and that's about all.
Awesome. I want to give a shout out to our cameraman, TRUKTRUK, who does a great job, did a great job tonight, does a great job as always. Shout out to everybody who has watched us tonight. I am Bloodsire. Joining me was Marxist, Mela for the interview. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good night.